Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa on this Motivation Monday. We're motivated by some Breast Awareness Month with Dr. Elizabeth. Arena is in the house. How are you?
Great. Thank you for having me.
Welcome
So
to the
nice
show.
to meet you. Thank you for all your work.
Thank you.
So obviously, it being October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. What is it that is your specialty?
So I'm a surgeon and I specialize in breast cancer primarily, but I also take care of patients who have benign breast issues. So many women have breast lumps. Not everything is cancer. And it's really important to just get checked out and find out what it is that's going on.
But so there's a lot of debate on how often we should get checked. How old should we be when we start doing the screenings, or when do we start screening ourselves?
I think that's definitely becoming more and more debatable. On average, most women get started screening at the age of 40, and that's with mammograms. But before that, everyone really should think about getting themselves checked out with their gynecologist or their primary care doctor. And doing self-exams, I think even starting in your 20s is appropriate, because many women get lumps even at a young age. And it's good to just get to know your own body and get to know if something's changing. You know, cancer actually can start even in your 20s. It's very rare, but it can happen. So I think it's important to just be aware of your own body and figure out what it is that might be changing.
What inspired you to pursue this professional path?
Well, I did have, in my family, I had a family member who was affected with breast cancer. And I had been thinking about different things within medicine that I was interested in, and I always found myself kind of pulled back towards that route. And it really felt almost like a calling in that sense. It just kind of kept drawing me that way.
Yeah. What's been the hardest part of the journey for you, sort of, besides med school?
Yeah, right. The hours, definitely. Yeah, the residency is a lot of hours in the hospital, so it's a little bit hard to balance. I thought, what you guys were just talking about is so interesting about harmony and trying to, it's so important for your health in general. And I think as physicians, it's hard for us too to try to balance all of that. And we want to be good examples for our patients. And so I think it's important for us too to try to, keep that in mind. So that's the hard part, is the hours, I'd say. Yeah.
In moving forward and in the conversation about breast cancer, what can we do to be in harmony with our bodies? There's been so much talk about, whether caffeine or underwire bras or certain antiperspirants can increase your risk of breast cancer.
I think most of that is really hard for us to prove. It'd be hard to do a study and actually prove that an underwire bra is causing breast cancer. Some of it should be probably common sense. And with my experience, I don't think an underwire bra, I don't think certain deodorants are necessarily causing breast cancer, but I think diet is definitely going to be something that factors in, and different environmental factors most likely are part of the process. Breast cancer is multifactorial. It's not one thing in particular. For the average woman, age is really going to be the biggest factor. Breast cancer tends to be something for older women primarily. And some women do have a family history of breast cancer. Those women are more at risk. But I don't think women should be worried about things like what bra they're wearing or what deodorant. I don't think that's going to be the main cause.
Yeah, makes sense. It seems like it all adds up, all the stress, and whether something's making you more stressed, like an underwire bra, it's by all the culmination of so many things. Of course, genetically, I'm sure is the number one thing. How much would you say genetics is playing into it? And we don't know that factor because that changes in science so drastically. But outside of that, what do you see as the common things that have people like their lives really stressed? What's the number one thing you say adds to all that?
I do think stress is a big part of it. I think, again, it's probably hard for us to prove that. It does seem like genetics is still a smaller factor in terms of family history. I mean, most women with breast cancer did not have a family history or did not have a genetic problem from it. But women who do have those genetic problems within their family are very high risk for it. But I think stress, and I do think there are going to be environmental factors that we just don't know about
that we
yet.
don't even know about, for sure.
There's not a single one of us who hasn't had someone in our family, friends, people that we know and love dearly, been affected by breast cancer. How can we best support them in their journeys of recovery?
I would say it's very unique. I find with some patients, they really need people around them, and other patients really want to take that on themselves and don't want to add that stress for their family members. So I think just listening, asking that person what it is that they need, if they do want time, if they're going through certain treatments and they want people around for that. That's important. Other people really do want to sort of take that on themselves. So I think just asking that person really what it is that you can do for them is the best thing. Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for all your work.
Sure. Thank you.
Where can people find you?
So I'm part of the surgery group of Los Angeles, and we are on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram as well.
Awesome.
Thank you, Dr. Elizabeth.
you.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more on Good Morning, LaLa.
Thank you.